I want to bring in Rajdeep Sardesai, consulting editor, who's with us right now. Rajdeep, indeed a tragic day for cricket. It was to be a celebration. See what's it turned out to be.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And just what you don't want to see. I mean, this was an occasion that Bengaluru was going to celebrate after 18 years of not getting the IPL title. And look at what it's turned out to be. I think it demands serious questions of the organizers, of the government, of the police, of the entire administration. There has to be accountability. Without politicizing it, there has to be accountability. It's not about asking for a chief minister to resign. It's about fixing some kind of responsibility and accountability, Preeti. The fact is there is gross negligence here, because the manner in which, if reports are true that there was this drain where the slab broke and people then suddenly panicked, clearly shows that the KSCA stadium, the Chinnaswamy stadium, looks wonderful from inside, but just outside gate number 5, you have a temporary slab which ends up in a drain below. I mean, I was just speaking to DK Shivkumar on the phone. He's at a hospital at the moment. But DK Shivkumar, frankly, should have immediately acted and called off the celebrations. I mean, you can't celebrate when this has taken place. Now, they are claiming we shortened the celebrations. Either way, if the information had gone out that there was a stampede and several people had died, the first thing you do is cancel the celebrations. I think that's the very least you could have done. Now, you've got to fix accountability, apart from, of course, ensuring that the families of the victims are empathized with, sympathized, given all the support they need. But this is extremely tragic, Preeti, and it's not an isolated instance. In the last 1 year, Delhi rail stampede in a small state like Goa, which resulted again in several people losing their lives. We saw the terrible tragedy at the Kumbh. I mean, what does this say, Preeti, about our abilities to manage large crowds? I mean, the gates, I've been to the Chinnaswamy, the gates are very narrow. This is the reality. The gate number 5 where this has happened, these are all very narrow gates, not just Chinnaswamy, across Indian stadiums. I mean, these stadiums are, in a way, death traps if they're going to have these large crowds coming in with very little control. The police get outnumbered. One of the scenes that I'm seeing is a couple of policemen virtually outnumbered by hundreds of fans rushing through that gate, and then those poor policemen are desperately trying to pull the people out. I mean, the police also find it extremely difficult to handle these large crowds at the moment. But administrations are going to have to decide, do you want to reduce everything to a public spectacle, or do you want to put safety first? I think if you put safety first, you will do the celebrations only after all bases are covered. Otherwise, what we've seen in Bengaluru could happen in any other part of the country. It is unacceptable, and you need accountability.
But Rajdeep, the fact is there's zero empathy and there is zero value for life. And that image that played right there, and I want to bring you back into this conversation, because yes, DK Shivkumar might have said we curtailed it. But I would think an image that will not age well will be that image which we will just play of DK Shivkumar there standing alongside the RCB, holding the cup. Let's play that image, holding the cup which the RCB had won, and knowing very well, Rajdeep, that there was a stampede that had taken place and there were people already dead.
His claim is that he did not know at that moment about the deaths. He claims that all they knew is that there was some crowd trouble. Either way, those images, you're absolutely right, will haunt DK Shivkumar, will haunt the Karnataka government, that outside the stadium, when there is a stampede and people are dying inside, you've got the minister in charge of Bengaluru celebrating along with the team. Look, no one grudges celebrations, but celebrations, if they are a public spectacle, demand public safety. What we've seen, Preeti, in Bengaluru is a public spectacle without the necessary public safety. I mean, if you've got these temporary slabs outside a stadium with these large crowds coming in to gather a glimpse of the cricketers, the police outnumbered, it's been a major catastrophe, major negligence. And negligence demands accountability will be
Rajdeep,
fixed.
before
As you
I bring
say,
in-
human life in this country comes too cheap, Preeti.
True.
That is the real tragedy.
I want to bring in Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson, Karnataka BJP, but somebody who's also been at the helm of affairs where policing in Bengaluru is concerned. But Rajdeep, you need to go. I want to ask you a quick question today. Who is accountable? It's not just the Karnataka government. It's the Karnataka government, it's the IPL, it's the franchise, it's everyone has equal blood on their hands today.
Look, as we just saw, BCCI is passing the buck. Everyone will now pass the buck. Everyone wants to celebrate, but no one will actually take accountability. My belief is eventually it will come down to the police. This was to a law and order is the local police and the Karnataka government. The Karnataka Congress government cannot escape responsibility. But if we convert this typically into BJP versus Congress, it's going to get us nowhere. As we've seen, we saw it with the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh.
Should the franchise have cancelled the event once they knew that an event like that had taken place?
If the franchise knew that people had died in a stampede, of course you've got to cancel it. If the Karnataka government knew that people had died in the stampede, you have to cancel the event. I mean, what is more important, your photo op with the players or the lives of these lives of innocent Kannadigas? I mean, that is, that's what I say. We cannot put public spectacles above public safety. I think that is the message loud and clear, whether it is today in Karnataka or any other part of the country. You'll catch some small-time police officer and put all the blame on him. This must, in a way, be a lesson, I think, in general, for systems to be put in place across this country. Otherwise, incidents like this will keep recurring and tragically, we won't learn the lessons.
Thank you, Rajdeep, for joining us. The fact is, viewers, did the Karnataka government know? Did the franchise know? Well, they might say they didn't, but they knew. And I'll tell you why they knew. Because 25 minutes after 7 were confirmed dead, 7 were already confirmed dead till then, viewers. Till then, the show kept going on as it was supposed to be. Should it have happened? Should they have allowed it to have happened? Absolutely not, because who was this entire felicitation, celebration ceremony for? More than the players, it was for the fans who value RCB. And today, 7 fans were dead, but the show went on, practically stating how cheap life is in this country.